all y'all love and support on my first video with my crazy situation. I'm so glad I can just talk about this and it don't even bother me no more. All right, let's go. Part 2. So I left off where we did the eye test. So after I finished the eye test, like I said, I failed that one too. He walked away. They had a little conversation, all three of them. The guy who originally pulled me over comes over to where I am standing, said, "Do you have any questions?" And I said, "Yeah, I actually do have a question." I asked him, I said, if you don't actually believe that I'm intoxicated, why are we doing all of this? Because remember, I told you in the beginning, when he first pulled me over, he said, exact words, "I don't believe you to be intoxicated." So that's what I asked him. Little man, I call him little man because he was the shortest out of everybody. The one who had me do all these tests thus far. Little man comes over and he said, you know, "What's up? What's the problem?" And I said, I asked him a question. You said I can ask questions. I asked him a question. So he was like, "So, okay, what's the question?" I said, "Well, since you must know, my question was, if he doesn't think that or seems to think that I'm intoxicated," I don't remember exactly how I asked it, but I was like, if he doesn't think that I'm intoxicated, why are we doing all of this? This is little man's response. He didn't say that. What? My response was, what? Yeah, he did. You weren't here. That's what he said. The guy who I asked the question to said nothing. Said nothing. Looked at me, looked at him, walked away. And I'm just like, really? He said, "We're going to perform another test." I do believe I said something to the nature of, "I can't believe we're doing all this," or I said, "It doesn't make sense that we're doing all this." And he said that he doesn't think I'm intoxicated. And little man just kept reiterating that this is what our supervisor wants. Now, I don't know who exactly or what supervisor they were talking about, because remember I said it's a supervisor out there who's on his phone who's saying nothing. So I don't know if he was talking about this supervisor or whoever the hell they were talking to on the radio. So he said, "We're going to perform another test. This test is the one that have to walk the goddamn line." So we walk out to the middle of the street. I'm going to pause right here with this one, because what I want y'all to try to envision this. I walk out into the middle of the street. Remember I told you, like, they closed the whole gate down. And those that are military, everybody knows, or those that are military, y'all know the gate is bright as hell. Bright. We happen to be right under this bright ass, what is it, street light. I am wearing a black t-shirt with all this glitter on it. My hair, because remember I told you I did the braids that didn't come out right. So it's in the fro. I'm this black lady with this black t-shirt on with all this glitter on. Hair as big as day. Under this street light that's bright as hell. Everyone can see me. I'm just like, this can't be happening. Cars driving past. Of course, everybody, you know, it's police. What's going on? What is she doing? Whatever. We walk out into the middle of the street. I'm near the line. Little dude's on the other side of the line. The guy that pulled me over and supervisor is like standing maybe like diagonal to me. So him with his piece of paper gonna read that we're gonna do the walk the line test. So it's the heel to toe up into 9, I believe. And then I got to do like this drill sergeant turn and come back and do heel to toe, I guess, up to 9, going back the other way. Before we do that, I lost it, y'all. That's when I lost it. And when I mean I lost it, I bawled. Like, tears just started flowing. It's like I went from pissed off to, I'm not even gonna say sad. I don't even know exactly what I was feeling, but I just started bawling. And I'm talking about like that bawling. Little man proceeds to say, come on, man, we need to help him do the, we need to do the test. And I said, I need a minute. Proceeds to say again, you need to do the test. And I said, I need a minute. I said, I am old enough probably to be all y'all fucking mama. I've never been in trouble before, and y'all treating me like a whole criminal. I need a minute. So I didn't see her, but my friend got out of the car, and I don't think they said anything to her, but I believe they might have looked at her funny or something for her to respond and give them a reason of why she was getting out of the car. And she, I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something to the nature of calming me down, because obviously the way I was crying, I won't be able to do shit, because I was like bawling my fucking eyes out at this point. So she came over and she was like hugging me and, telling me in my ear, you got this, you could do this, calm down, think of your husband, this, that, and the third. And I was listening to her, but at the same time, it's almost like an out-of-body experience. Just like, I literally could not believe this was happening to me. Like, I've never been pulled over. So, never alone pulled over in a goddamn foreign country. I don't care if it's a military base or not. I don't care if it's, Americans or not. I've never had that happen to me. So, she calms me down. And he explains the test again. And he was like, are you ready? I was like, yeah, whatever. So I do the heel to toe up to 9, and I didn't turn around the way he told me to turn around. I don't know that drill sergeant turnaround shit. So I turned around, walked back heel to toe. I failed that test too. The guy that put me over and the supervisor, like I said, they wasn't that far away. So little man maybe takes, 3-4 steps and walks over to him. They conversating or whatever. Mind you, this whole time, the guy that pulled me over is writing shit down on the board. What he's writing, I have no idea. But he's writing down something on the clipboard. So he comes back over. I got to do another test. I'm not keeping count, but I'm pretty sure at this moment, y'all can pretty count how many goddamn tests I've done to this point. I have to do the 1,000. So hands down to my side, like the drill sergeants, the way the military stands. One foot on the line, raised 1 foot up to a certain, whatever degree he said, I don't know. 1,000 up until they say stop. These assholes let me get up, I want to say, to damn near 50. 1,000, 2. I mean, you can see and know only how difficult that gets once you get up into like the 20s and the 30s. While standing still, and I'm cold. So I get up all the way to 50, and then little man said, okay, you can stop. Little man walks over, and then I can't remember if it was the little dude or the dude that originally stopped me, said, okay, you're fine, you can go. What? I was hella confused at that moment. So in the process of me walking back to my car, so I said, this is not going to be notated. Y'all not going to notify my husband's command. Y'all not going to contact him. Like, am I going to get something on my license? And they was just like, no, you're fine, you can go. My question was, why the fuck did we do all of this? And you're not even going to make no kind of note that you stood out here for a whole fucking hour and you made me do all of this. And now we're just going to go like none of it happened. I think that's their thought process of it, was like, okay, you're fine, you're Danny. Basically I should be happy that none of them is notated. No, not at all. You had me totally embarrassed, traumatized, all of this. And you're not even going to make note of it that you pulled my ass fucking over? I don't think, no, that didn't make sense to me. So I get in the car. I start crying again, leaning on my friend. You know, she's trying to help calm me down. The man that pulled me over comes over to the window, and I don't remember their whole in conversation because I'm crying. He was saying something to the fact that I want y'all to know that this wasn't done intentionally to her. We have a job to do, so we had to investigate. I don't remember exactly what she said, but in the sense was he was basically trying to rush us, you know, to carry the fuck on. And she was like, well, we'll go when she gets herself together. She can't drive like this. So once I finally get, mind y'all, remember, I've got 2 little kids in the back seat. The whole time all of this is going on. Not my kids, her little kids. And I mean little kids, I mean little, young kids in the back seat seeing all of this. I've known her girls since they were practically babies. And they sitting here watching me get treated like a whole criminal. That shit is traumatizing. Most majority of military kids, they don't see shit like that, you know? So them seeing that, probably traumatizing to them. The fact that, oh, you know, they call me Auntie Yvette, you know, about to get arrested, about to go to jail, you know? So my main concern was like, how are they, you know? So I get home. I wasn't here long. But then I get a text message telling me that my son is hurt. Remember, because he's playing football. When I go over there, I missed the whole game. Totally forgot my son was playing football. Left in the first quarter. Came back, it was the fourth quarter. So I literally run from here to the high school, no shoes on, hair sticking on top of my head, looking like a whole crazy person. And of course I had explained to him. He was like, you know, you missed the whole game. Yeah, I did. Because your mom got treated like a goddamn criminal. That's how that whole situation happened. Fast forward after the situation. Maybe 2 days after that, you know, I'm still all about it. You know, I end up letting my husband know because I wasn't for sure if they were going to say something to him or not. Of course, I let my husband know, and he's like fuming. Like, did you get names? Did you get ranks in it? I didn't pay attention to none of that. So he was like, well, you need to go up there and you need to talk to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I was like, I'm not even sure I want to do all of that because I'm like, it's over, it's done with. I just want to put it behind me. And he was like, no, you need to go over there. You need to talk to this person, that person. One of my clients I had talked, we were, you know, just general conversation, and I told her some of it, and she said the same thing. And then my friend, I had talked to my friend about it, who was with me, and she was like, Yvette, I was already thinking about that, but I didn't want to bring it to you because I knew how you felt about it. But then she was like, now that your husband said something, you think you want to go? So fast forward, did I get the results that I would have liked? Absolutely not. They were more concerned if I was disrespected, or they were more concerned if I was disrespected. And I said, absolutely. If you would have heard how they were talking to me, absolutely I was disrespected. Because they kept saying, well, I felt that they felt that they did their jobs. And if they didn't disrespect me, you know, it's pretty much nothing they can do. And I was like, no, they absolutely did disrespect me on so many levels. It was the way they were talking to me, talking at me, yelling at me to a certain degree. Yes. So the person I was talking to said, do you want to talk to someone higher than me? Absolutely, I do. So I talked to someone else higher than him, and I explained the situation to him, and he goes on to tell me, I can understand why you're upset because the way the situation had happened wasn't supposed to happen that way. Number one, the guy at the gate who originally stopped me wasn't supposed to tell me what the person in the car said. That was problem number one. Problem number two, he wasn't even supposed to give me his opinion, meaning he wasn't supposed to mention that he doesn't believe me to be intoxicated. If those two things did not happen, pretty much everything else, I guess, would have been, I don't know, different, or it would have happened in a different way. Because I guess by him telling me those two things, I felt a certain type of way. And when I look at it that way, that's, you know, absolutely exactly how I felt, because you're listening to what someone else said, and then you're telling me one thing, and we're doing all of this based on what someone else said, and then you're telling me that you feel a certain type of way. Why are we doing all of this? I'm not going to say having that conversation made me feel any better, because it didn't. I was still mad and upset about the whole thing, because I'm just like, none of that should have happened. None of it should have happened. But it did. I made the comment is, I wish I never forgot. I wish I would have never remembered the goddamn pizza. If I would have never remembered the damn pizza, I would have never left the goddamn base. And then my friend was like, don't say that, because you went and did what you were supposed to do as a mother, which was go get food for your kids. But if I would never remember the pizza, I would have never left the goddamn base, and that would have never happened. But it is what it is. So that was my one major incident in this deployment. I'm grateful though, because that was the only, knock on wood, the only thing that has happened. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to run with it, and I'm going to keep on trucking. I just hope nothing else happens in the next couple weeks before he comes home, because I'm done with this deployment. But thanks y'all for listening and being supportive. Love you, bye.